What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Making It with Marcus and Marianna. I'm Marcus.
And I'm Marianna. And today we have a very special guest. We have none other than Amber Wyche. She is also a Pennsylvania girl like me who is out in Los Angeles making her dreams a reality. She is a producer, director, stylist, and she is the CEO and founder and stylist again of Pray for Fashion, which is a clothing line she created about 10 years ago. So thank you so much for coming on, Amber.
I am happy to be here. I just want to say, I champion positive content, so I'm so proud of you guys for doing this, being consistent, and I finally made it to the couch.
She did. We're honored to have you, truly.
Thank you.
But first things first, what brought you to LA?
Okay, so I have to take it all the way back. I've always been into fashion. I didn't really know it was a thing though. I would just pull the drapes down from the curtains and wrap them around me and just whatever. I like being different. Anything I can do, I would recycle things, crush the cans and put them on my backpack. It wasn't until I went to high school and a friend of mine, me and my friend, we put on a fashion show, and it was good.
Okay.
Even the teachers, principal was like, "Y'all gotta do this again." And we sold tickets, and it was successful at school.
Okay.
That's what's up.
They allowed us to do it at school, and so we did it 11th grade year, 12th grade year. That's when I started realizing, I'm like, Amber, you can do this. This is something that can be a job. So that's around the time I was shopping around for which college I would go to. And at the time, I was torn between either Clark Atlanta, because my dad went to Morehouse, so that was a no-brainer, or Penn State, because my sister, I have an older sister, and I kind of followed her every school she went to. So elementary, middle, high school. So I'm like, it's only right I go to the same college. But I got accepted to both of those. But then I went to the college fair, and I was introduced to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, which is in downtown LA. Mind you, I'm from Philly, never been to LA.
Yeah.
I had never, that's the furthest thing from, I had never
3,000 miles.
100%.
Los Angeles?
Completely different.
Whole new world. So I went over to the booth because it's a fashion school, so their booth was immaculate. I mean, colorful. They had a backdrop with sequins. They had TVs displayed with, and mind you, every other booth was just banners and
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. You're like,
So I'm like, let me see what they're talking about over there. And they had a runway show playing, and on the runway show, I remember seeing a model wearing a dress made out of magazine clippings, which that's something that I did for my Sweet 16. So I'm like, this is divine. This is my calling. I have to go to this school.
Great.
This is meant for me. Applied. I got in, and did not know how I was going to afford it. But listen, when God has a plan for your life, He will make a way for you.
Yes.
There's already provisions being made. So 2010, I moved to LA, and the rest was history.
And she's like, bam.
That's
So you went to school, you graduated in fashion, and now you're a stylist. You do all different types of productions. I know music videos. You're doing red carpet events, working with celebrities. She's Amber Grand, okay? She's not just Amber Wyche. She's Amber Grand. But also, other than that, you have now 10 years into this fashion industry. How was it when you first started 10 years ago with Pray for Fashion? Where did that erupt?
So back when I started Pray for Fashion, having a business was not I know it's a trend now, but it was not a trend back then.
Yeah.
Seeing people that look like you and I,
It wasn't a
normal.
thing.
it wasn't accessible. I didn't know that I could have a real business, an LLC. I could really be a CEO. I thought CEOs, that was reserved for old white men.
Yep.
I got 30 years till I can get there.
I did not think that was even something that I can do. So 10 years ago, when I was even just entertaining the idea, it was just, I was learning as I went. It was, I had no, now you can hop on YouTube and just look up how to run a t-shirt brand. I had no blueprint. So it was a lot of trial and error. It was a lot of sweat equity that was put into it. So the difference between then and now is, not that I know everything now,
Sure.
Of course
but
not, yeah.
I've really been through the trenches with this business, so it's I can move differently. I can work smarter, not harder, and it's I can operate in a way where it's I kind of know what to do now. Like it's on autopilot. I know what's going to land. I know how to scale. I know how to be profitable. So I do appreciate coming out at that time though, when not a lot of other young people my age were building businesses, because I felt like that made me self-sufficient. It made me be very resourceful.
Especially in LA.
Being out here by myself.
You're able to separate yourself a little bit from people that are don't have that other side of it.
Yes. And then coming from the East Coast too, we just have a different hustle about us.
Definitely.
So it was a different grit that I had that set me apart from everybody out here. And now, I'm like blessed to see 10 years.
It's kind of speaking about you being from Philly and having that different mindset. What was it like when you came out here and like the fashion sense? You had your own fashion that you already kind of were going and doing your own thing. But what was it like, creating fashion in LA when it's completely different? There's definitely a whole different fashion sense.
It's a whole different fashion sense. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be transparent. At first it was a little tough because I was kind of like a big fish in a small pond back at home. And then I moved out here and I was a very, very, what's the smallest fish that exists? And it was just like, okay, well, I'm a nobody, and
it's a reality check.
I'm used to like whatever I put on at home, I'm getting compliments. Everybody's like, oh, I want to buy that. Here, it's like, girl, what is that? First of all, I went to FITM and with a lot of rich kids, so they're showing up at the 8 a.m. class with Hermes bags, red bottoms, and I got on the backpack that I made out of smashed cans. So they looking at me like, you know?
But that is LA.
And back then, repurposed clothing wasn't a thing either. So let's just say I was a pioneer.
You were ahead of your time.
I was,
but she always has been.
I was kind of like an oddball at school. Like I didn't have a great experience. No shade to FITM, but I didn't have a great experience at first because it was just like I was ostracized. It was only 2 black girls in my entire graduating class. I will say, and I just didn't. The fashion sense that was here that's not the fashion sense that I had. So I was like the eyeball out, but I had to be authentic and stick to what I knew, because that, I was bridging the gap. Didn't realize it then, but I was bridging the gap for people back at home to say, oh, well, if she can go out there and
I can do it
be
too.
Herself and make a name for herself, why can't I?
Yeah. And along the way, do you think that maybe you found some things that you were able to incorporate into your fashion that you learned from out here? Like, or do you think that you truly stayed completely authentic and just rolled with what you did, and sure you learned along the way, but you stayed to yourself?
I want to say I stayed truly authentic. I did adopt something from being out here. I don't know if it's a good thing, but I went and got me some red bottoms, some designer things. I'm like, y'all not gonna be above me in any way. Like, no. So I did adopt a little bit of materialism. But I've always liked nice things.
No, come on.
But we're allowed to have nice things.
Yeah, it's like
we're allowed that.
Once I had access to it, it's like,
but you earned that.
And you've put in that work.
Thank you.
There was no I'm cheating the system to get it. Like some of those people might have just had mommy and daddy's money. And that's not something I know for me. I know a lot of people if you come out here from any small town or city, you have to literally work your ass off. It is make or break. There is no one but you. Yeah. People ask me, oh, Marianna, you're Miss Hollywood. I got 7 jobs.
7 jobs? Like, people never understood that, but they think it's a glorious life out here.
One girl. Don't rush and try to move out here, because it's not what you think.
There was one girl who moved out here, and she was like, Marianna, I don't know how you do what you do. I don't think people understand. They say they want your life, and they don't realize you hustle. I'm like, I go from babysitting to organizing to production day one, and it's like that. There's only one way. I say I'm an expensive girl, and I own that, but there's only one way to pay for me.
I don't have a safety net. Like I always tell my friends that too. Like, if I don't have rent, I'm evicted. I can't call nobody and say, oh, I need X amount of dollars. Like, my parents don't have that.
Nope.
Me. Yep. Like, it's just me and my 7 jobs. Yeah. I have to work.
And then you make your own job. You make your own, and that's how
you start. Once you start learning like everything, I don't regret having the 7 jobs, because everything I've learned in every job I have, I'm now able to use to, now I got 7 businesses.
Yes,
like,
exactly. You
like,
can apply all those things in other avenues, for
Exactly.
sure.
And with your 7 businesses, you're able to help other people and their businesses. And I think that's one thing that we've been working on, is making a business. And I've talked, Amber and I work together on shows. And so I'm always, Amber, I need help, And she's a business manager, and you take care of people, their LLCs, you file that for them. We want a DBA. And there's things that you go through, that you've gone through, that you can now just take over and do, and then explain to them. And not to say dumbify it, but you're explaining it to them in a way that, like, I don't want a big white man CEO to try to explain to me how to create an LLC, because I'm gonna look at him like, okay, yep, you did it, I'm not doing that. But like, you to come and explain it to us and really help people through that, I think that's an amazing thing that you can now pass down to younger generations and the next person that wants to move out here and start a business and might not know how.
And that's something that I'm very passionate about. Like, again, like when I started my business, I didn't have that. Like, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anybody I could call and ask, a peer who I could say, you know, how did you do that? How did you file your business? So that's a burden for me, that I really want to pay it forward and help other people that look like we do start their businesses and run it the right way. Make sure it's legally filed the right way. Making sure your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted.
That's where they get you legally. And you never know. You never know. And you have to go through the people who've done it before. And that's one thing we talk about. Good mentors, toxic people in the industry, and like how to like avoid them. But like really truly, like you have to find those people that are willing and wanting to help you, that have also gone through it, but aren't gatekeepers.
Seriously, there's a lot of gatekeepers out there. People that just act like they want to tell you. I mean, we go through these freaking. I get so mad about them. These podcasts or videos, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have a live 2-hour session. We're gonna teach you all the secrets of how to do this and that." And then you get on it, and you're waiting 2 hours
and they're bullshitting.
2 hours in, and it's just over and over. All right,
and
before we tell you, we're gonna and before we say that, just tell me what's going on. Like if you're gonna actually tell me. If you're not,
they won't.
Just keep it a buck and say we're not going to share anything. Like, honestly.
Right.
And it's just for them to get more viewers. And I get that. Why don't you just say that? Hey, we're doing a live stream. Come watch us. Like, that's different. Like, we're just talking. And it's, I don't know, because Justin was on and he talked about how people do that for, like, what is it called? Like, freelancing. And you can come and learn how to take my course and do this. Or they do all different things. And it's like, why? When you could literally... Not even just to say a friend, but you find someone like you who isn't, and I wouldn't say expensive, you're decently priced, you're reasonable for someone to come to you and say, hey, Amber, I need to open up a business and I need to do it this way. How would you then help them and say, I can help you? But you're like, okay, cool.
I think an important part of it is somebody in business that doesn't have ulterior motive.
That's the part.
Yes. So
like,
you don't have that.
You come in genuinely because you want people to build a business the same way you had a successful time building your business. You want it the same way for others. And so you're not just trying to make some money off them. You're going to actually help them do it the right way. And yeah, it's impressive. It's really nice.
Thank you.
What are some services you offer?
Well, you named a few. I help entrepreneurs file their business, whether it be an LLC, DBA. I help entrepreneurs trademark their logos and protect their logos. I help people with their business plan. I am starting to branch out to help people in like the real estate world. I do have a real estate investment property over in Philadelphia.
Wonderful.
And
I'm gonna need your help.
I got you.
Wait, I want to need help with something else too.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you say that. Okay.
I help people kind of like just create their business model and figure out who your target customer is and so on and so forth. And yeah, like honestly, whatever you need regarding business, I'm pretty sure I've done it and can help you do it.
That's awesome.
Wow. Do you want to? I feel like you had something to say.
No, yeah. I'm very curious. Just in terms of all that, like, what has it been like over the last 10 years? You know, building and growing your brand of Pray for Fashion. Like, what has it been like in terms of business?
It has been a roller coaster. A financial roller coaster, an emotional roller coaster. I'm just going to be transparent. Like, it's not always peaches and cream. It is not. Firstly, it's been an emotional roller coaster because as a creative, I think everything I create is good. Like, so you put your heart into something and you put it out there and it doesn't sell, then it's like you start questioning. Yeah, it's like, well, am I that good? Like, am I? So it's like there's been a lot of times where I had to talk myself out of like creative depression almost. Yeah, it's like because that's tough. That's tough to put yourself out there and
not get rejected, not get what you feel like you deserve.
Like, come on, I know this was good.
And I can imagine the quick thought would be like, oh, I'm gonna scrap that design and not do something like that again.
I've done that. I mean, I've made many mistakes based off of feeling bad or feeling rejected.
Right.
It's just like, because then you start, if that fails and then someone else says, well, maybe you should have done that. I'll try that knowing that's not even a
Exactly.
So then it's like,
you only really care about what people
love.
think.
Yes.
Not
it's
you.
like, so where was I? Oh yeah, so I'm talking about the roller coaster. So it's been an emotional roller coaster, a financial roller coaster, like we talked about. I don't have a rich family. We don't come from big money, so I started this business with my hard-earned little $500 I started with.
I love it.
And I grew it, and then sometimes I'm in the red, sometimes I'm in the green, sometimes I just made it to the black, and it's just like I had to actually remove how much value I put on the numbers because I was driving myself crazy because I'm a numbers person for one, and it's like that's how you scale, that's the metrics. You think how do you measure your success? For me, it was through numbers at one point, and I'm like, okay, if I didn't make X amount of dollars in a month, I felt like I was failing, and it was just like, well, no, you need to value yourself on impact. Look how many people are
actually done.
If you say you have a motivational brand and you got people DMing you telling you like, you motivated me to start my clothing brand. Oh, you inspired me through something you said. That's your value.
That's success.
Yeah. Stop thinking about
the numbers,
stop being so,
the
don't
material.
drive you
the money
so crazy.
is the material.
Yeah, and it will literally drive you crazy. So it has been a roller coaster. I feel like I have, at this time, I'm at an uphill trajectory, and we just gonna pray that we stay that way.
Absolutely.
I mean, 10 years. That's an amazing accomplishment.
Thank you.
There are clothing brands out there that last a year, 2 years. I think they say it is like 2-3 years is it when you really know that if it's going to stand.
Yeah.
And I told you before, I was messaging someone who was helping me with my purses, who I was like, oh, she's on Philly. Hey, check this out. And she's like, I already know Pray for Fashion. So it was like those little things that it really does matter. Yeah. There are people out there that know who you are, what you're doing, and it shows in your work. I mean, I'm wearing it right now. Okay? I'm wearing them right now.
Live model.
And these are my rainy day sweats. You can wear them any other day, but they are the best. Like, they're your joggers, but they're comfortable. They have little zippers here. Look at, okay? So you can take them off.
Turn it into shorts.
Well, I don't know. Mine would be shorts. They'd be khakis. Mine would be but for guys, yeah.
Hey there, marvelous movers and shakers, tuning in to Making It with Marcus and Marianna. Are you ready to be a badass in a career that brings you pleasure? I'm Madison, dear friends of your new favorite podcast hosts and friendly neighborhood pleasure positive podcast host. And holy F, I've got something mind-blowing for you. Brace yourselves because your career is about to get a pleasure-filled upgrade. If you're ready to level up your career game and reconnect with your inner badass, you're in for a treat. Picture this, a 21-day self-worth reset course designed to unleash your inherent power, brought to you by the Pleasure Positive Podcast. We've curated the best exercises and pleasure practices for self-worth from over 300 episodes of our top-rated sexuality podcast. And trust me, this is a game changer. Every day, you'll have access to guided audio prompts, journal prompts, custom meditations, basically all the secret sauce that has turned our Pleasure Positive Podcast into a must-listen phenomenon. But wait, there's more. Dive into our private Facebook group. It's like the Hogwarts of self-love. full of support and connection to empower you through the 21 days. Now here's the kicker. This transformative journey is normally valued at $37, but it's on the house for you extraordinary listeners of Making It with Mar. Yeah, you heard it right. Free. So if you're ready to treat yourself like the VIP you are, reclaim your essence, and kickstart an extraordinary career, sprint over to pleasurepositiveliving.com/makingitwithmar to snatch up your free gift. Your self-worth is like a rare gem, precious, undeniable, and definitely worth flaunting. Don't wait. Take the first steps towards the career of your dreams. Visit pleasurepositiveliving.com/makingitwithmar now and let the magic begin. Disclaimer, this offer is as wild as a unicorn ride with limited time and quirky conditions. Check the website for all the delightful details. Once again, that's pleasurepositiveliving.com/makingitwithmar. pleasurepositiveliving.com/makingitwithmar.
Body, she ain't touching the cheese
Can't really
stick.
see
No.
She's not eating them cheese steaks.
Nope. How are you celebrating?
So I am having my very first runway show. I have never done a fashion show
Wow.
before.
Other than high school.
Other than high school, you're right. I've never done a fashion show for Pray for Fashion. And having a fun runway show, I designed a collection that is chef's kiss. I mean, I'm so
Love it.
sorry. I have to pat my own self on the back because it is good. I have a few other surprises at the show that I just don't really want to reveal because I want
Nope.
I just want y'all to be in those seats and be wow.
Because
Yeah.
this will come out the week before, so you guys can see it and buy your tickets if you're on East Coast, like
If
our
you're in
families.
Philly, pull up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're going to be June 8th at the Billy Penn Studios. Come see, like, what it looks like to be on a journey of faith for 10 years.
Hell yeah.
I got chills. I wish you could see them. They're covered up, but they're there.
No, I'm excited. I am.
So big things.
It is.
You'll show me photos when we're not on camera.
Absolutely.
Cool, I wanna see.
I mean, I'm trying to get you to fly to Philly.
Listen, I'm trying all my best. I have 2 things planned that weekend, and my niece is hounding me to get there. So there's like, who knows? Who knows?
Anything for little niecey poo. I don't understand.
If anyone gets it, you get it.
Yes, I do.
Okay, but so then you directed something. Is that what you did?
I did.
Amber's out here getting it.
All different ways. It's
She's not
crazy.
stopping.
Yeah, I recently branched out to a creative role that I have never tapped into before, and it was actually with someone you guys had on the pod before, Jackie. He wrote. I pitched it to him to write a story of my life, basically, and your girl been through a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I don't live in the past, and I don't dwell on all of the trauma that I've experienced, but it's.
But you gotta. Sometimes you
It's
gotta
the
put it
story.
out there and
It's the
experience
story.
it. Yep.
Yeah. So
I got chills again.
I, worked with Jackie. He wrote it, and we filmed it in 3 days, and it's, oh my God, like, I really cannot wait to show you guys. It is amazing. It
Are
is
they gonna see it
so
at the thing?
I bet.
Are
good.
they gonna show it at the thing?
We'll see.
Okay. All right.
We'll see.
All right.
But yeah, I was operating at a level that I have never operated before as a creative director, and it felt good. So
That's
expect
incredible.
to see more.
I'm
Of
excited.
me in
My
the
cheeks
film
hurt right
world.
now.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I'm
incredible.
excited.
Yeah, we made magic.
You were with Jackie and Malik?
Yes.
Love.
Dream
Love.
team.
Yes.
I mean, dream team. I cannot, like, literally, there were moments while we were shooting that I had tears in my eyes. I'm like,
Oh, that's
this is
great.
really my story, and y'all are telling it so well. The cast was perfect. Like, everything everything was divine purpose. Like, seriously, like, this was a God dream.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I'm speechless. I didn't know what it was about. I just knew that there was something happening,
Yeah,
and
it's my story.
that's. Oh, I'm
I can't wait to
excited.
watch.
I'm
Can't
like,
wait.
It's good. It's
Oh.
good.
look at
If I do say so myself.
I love it. Always got to be
Okay.
your number one fan. You got to be your
Okay.
own number one
Listen.
fan. No question.
I'm your second fan. I'm here for you. I
love
call
my
listen.
family.
I see Amber and I'm like, Queen Amber.
You do.
People
You
will be
do.
like, who's she talking to? And they don't need to know. It doesn't
You just
matter.
don't know yet.
It's not
all
about
good.
you. And then I feel bad because other people be in the room. I'm like, hey you.
Yeah. Oh, and hey.
Hey,
Yeah.
Amber's here. That's what it's about.
Oh, yeah.
So we have big things coming.
Yes, we do.
And do you have anything other than these 2 really big things?
Pretty monumental.
In the next
event.
year. Yeah, these are monumental. Like, in the next year, do you see any other...
In the next year, honestly, I want to expand Pray for Fashion. I want to grow my team. I've worked with other creatives like on a contracting basis, but I want to establish, like, I would love to just be the CEO and have a chief marketing executive. I would love to have a CFO, like, so I don't have to
be hands
right
off
now.
a
I'm
bit.
the bookkeeper. I'm, like I said, I'm every hat that there is to wear. I'm wearing it. And I just, I don't want to do all of that anymore. So I feel like I've brought Pray for Fashion, not as far as I can bring it, because I'm going to keep on trucking if it's just me. But I think that building a team would be the best business decision for me at this time to really scale the business for the next 10 years. So that's one of the things I want to do. And then outside of Pray for Fashion, like you said, I've done some styling. I want to be able to have the time to get back into that and grow my clientele there. Being in the film space has made me want to do my styling there. So I want to, just build my resume as a costume designer. Like, there's so many things that Amber as the individual want to do. So I'm just trying to grow Pray for Fashion to where I can step away and then grow my career in other endeavors.
So now, also after directing, can you see yourself doing more of that?
Absolutely. I think that, like I said, I tapped into a part of my creative mind that I didn't even know existed. So I do see myself, like, creating more, maybe movies. I don't know. Like, we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah, don't even. But it's good to know that you already have, like, that. You just have that feel for it and that drive to, like, oh, I'm gonna make something else. Like, you already know that in that one experience got you onto it. That's dope.
Right. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even know that was something that I would ever be interested in until a job turned into a passion. Like, literally having them 7 jobs, doing everything you got to do to make rent. Sometimes it pays off because you're exposed to things that you never even thought. I never thought I could make a movie, a short film. No. But then you work on these productions and you see how they're ran. It's like,
I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that.
I can do that. I can book the crew. I can coordinate this. I can produce this.
That's what you already do.
That's literally what I already do for other people.
Just do it for yourself.
So it's like, oh, absolutely.
Yep.
That's exactly it. But you already, and in a sense, you have been producing. You had a podcast, or you have a podcast. It's in flow of sorts. And so, but you've been doing your thing. You've always been this motivational, wake up at 6 a.m., which I envy you for in so many ways. Sorry.
Let's get it right.
Jealous.
She wakes up at 5 a.m., she goes to the gym, she gets her stuff done, she is over at the fashion district picking out fabrics before anyone's even walking or in their cars moving. Amber's on the go. How do you keep the flow?
For me, it goes back to having a commitment with yourself, building credibility with yourself. I know for me that I wouldn't be satisfied if I laid down at night and didn't have a productive day. And I know that, okay, if I got to go be on set from 9 to whatever, I need time to check the marks on my to-do list. So if it's important to me to be fit, it's important to me to run my business, I have to make time for that. So I established a routine to where I wake up 5 a.m. every single day. I've been doing this for like 2 years
Saturday and
now.
Sunday?
Right now, I am including Saturdays and Sundays because I'm doing the show. And it's literally, I don't know what 24 hours Beyonce has. I don't have that. I don't have that same 24 hours. I don't know.
No, I don't think anybody does.
But like, I started including Saturday and Sunday because I'm running out of time. Like, I'm literally, it's a race against
You're
time.
creating more time.
I need more time. So I'm like,
to.
you have to make the sacrifice. I don't, it's important to me to show up for me. So if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if that means getting up at 5 a.m., that means getting up at 5 a.m. And I just made it a lifestyle because if you do it sometimes, it's easy to just brush it off. And it's hard. But if you make it, I'm not, like, I am a person that wakes up at 5 a.m., period. It's no but, it's no when, it's I get up at 5 a.m. And that's what keeps me going is the fact that I've made it a part of my lifestyle. That's who I am at this point.
I'm going to get up at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.? Come on. You can do that. That's doable.
I could do that.
That's doable.
The trick is go to bed.
Right now,
I go to sleep.
You have no idea if you didn't
going
see
to bed is hard
my
for us.
living room.
We stay at mad
No,
late.
but this living room usually looks like another type of an office. So there's a desk that sits out here. It's a table. It's my desk, and I work and I make my purses, and I just get into the the flow of it, and I'm like, boop, 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 look at the time, it's 3 a.m. Marcus is asleep behind me. Hey, bro, come on, let's go to bed.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
But then I wake up at 11,
crazy.
and I'm like, okay, but I'm working, but I'm still being productive.
Yes, but you
doing
have to do it on a schedule. I read this book called Atomic Habits, and it talks about creating time blocks. And basically, so if you know you want to work on your purses 4 hours a day, literally put an alarm on your phone and say, work on the bags. And then put it on an alarm to make you stop the bag. Like, everything, make it a schedule. And then eventually you'll operate in that way. So it's like, I'm ending my... 3 a.m. is crazy. You should never.
I'm just saying.
3 a.m.
I'm just saying.
So it's like if you organize your day in a way to where you control when you start and stop everything, then you'll be able to better prioritize.
That's fair. Totally
what's
fair.
this book
And
called?
I mean, sleep schedule.
Atomic Habits. I think it's by James Clear.
I'm gonna need to like that one. I love books like that, like inspirational, like mindful type of books, like Bob Proctor. We were on a Bob Proctor binge for a while. So like stuff like that. I audio book it and just listen to it and just like maybe listen to it twice, and I'm like, all right, cool. So like things like that, yeah.
Yeah, because you can always evolve yourself. Like,
right.
We can always continue
We
learning.
are always.
Because I mean, yeah, sure. Like I get up. I'm usually up by 9:30 is like I'm up and already ready for the day. But I could be up earlier maybe, and I'm a morning person, so maybe I could get up earlier and add some more things into my day. Like
Absolutely.
It's something that you never know. I could always do that. That could be helpful.
I'm gonna do it.
You should.
I'm gonna read that book.
I'm gonna be texting you at 8 a.m. like, are you up?
Oh shit!
Can you be like,
but
can the next text be like, go to the gym, all caps?
Oh,
just send me gym. I'll pay you $100 a week. Amber, just text me. Wake up.
Done. Let me put that
She said more
we got
money.
that recorded.
I put it in my calendar.
I was just
text
thinking.
Marianna to make sure she went to the gym and send her an invoice for $100.
Exactly.
I was literally just thinking the other day, I was like, I need a friend who will text me or someone, because he's gone now and I'm sitting home and I'm like, but if someone was there to be like, do it? But then I look at the dog and she's like, don't go. Don't go.
I'm
Don't
pretty
leave.
sure the dog didn't say that.
She did, because then she
did say
said,
that.
you got to put me in the kennel if you go. So she said, don't go. I'm just saying.
It's so funny.
just
I'm
gotta
like
do
the
it.
gym police when it comes to my family. We have a group text, and I'm like sending them a picture at 5 a.m. and checking in. At one point, my
they're
brother's
East
like,
Coast.
"Well, did we like say that we were like holding each other accountable? I don't remember signing up for this." And
But
I'm
they're
just like,
East Coast, so it's 8 a.m.
It's already late over there.
Yeah,
like,
they're good.
Why haven't you been to the gym yet? Like,
you're all
I'm
behind.
I'm sure
You're
they're
going to
annoyed,
intimidate
like,
me and I'll be in the gym tomorrow.
5 a.m.
I love it, but
It
you're
don't have
keeping
to
your
be
people
5 a.m.,
accountable
but
though.
yes, listen, I want us all to be great. Like, I want everybody around
I
me
love
Be
it.
grand.
to be grand. Everybody be grand. Period.
I love that.
I love it. No, I just feel like since the moment we met, I was like, there's something about this girl, because everyone knows I'm not a girl's girl. That's clear as day. I'm just not. But there's a vibe. There's an energy.
Absolutely.
There really is. And it's inspiration. It's motivational. And when you're with you, you can feel it and you want to do more. And I remember we'd have these chats about your career and what are you doing next? And you're like, oh, I'm on it. And then it's like a year later, I haven't like really seen you as much. And I see you and it's like, bam, all these things. And it's really great to see that in people and to really see the want and the drive and to know that there are people like us out there.
Absolutely.
And to stick together. Because I feel like every single person we've interviewed and only people we'll interview are people like us. The people that want the drive, that are going to go get it. And it doesn't matter what it takes sometimes. Take the risk. And it whether you got to go into the red for however long, fuck the numbers and have fun.
Yes.
And it's at the end of the day, love what you do, have faith in it.
Yeah.
You gotta make yourself
Faith over
happy.
fear.
Faith over fear. Is this something from the new line?
This is a journey of faith. This is just the merch to promote the show coming up. That's the theme of the show, a journey of faith, because this has literally been a journey of faith. Like,
incredible.
there has been many times, like I said, that you're going to want to give up. You're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices, and it's a journey. You have to keep trucking. You have to keep going. You have to keep learning. You have to keep giving. You have to just keep journeying. And if you don't have that faith, your reality will talk you into just saying, you know what, it's not meant to be.
Absolutely.
But you have to keep the faith.
Yep.
I needed this. Oh, I'm waking up tomorrow early. Well, I actually have to. I have a flea market, so I have to.
You do have a flea market.
But after this, I
You're
needed
waking up
this.
to work.
Here you go.
I love you, Amber. You're the best. Like, she's just
Just incredible energy.
I just love it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this.
Ooh, it's like a little full circle moment. I was
know.
listening to her podcast when we first met, and now you're on our podcast.
And I'm so proud of you for like really doing it. You know, a lot of people are like, they always talk about, oh, I want to do this. You said, listen, me and Marcus, we're going to start a podcast, and y'all started your podcast. Y'all are consistent. Y'all produce in excellence. Like y'all don't, nothing is, y'all have like a real cameraman and everything. Like nothing is done poorly. Like y'all really operate at a level of excellence that I truly appreciate. Like I am so proud of y'all.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Real recognizes real. Excellence recognizes excellence.
Damn right.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're like, thank you.
It just feels good. I don't know. But thank you to our viewers for tuning in. Thank you to Amber for sharing her expertise, her motivational, everything, her energy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll make sure you guys can find Amber on her Instagram, TikTok, all the links, so you can get to her show. We'll make sure you have that.
Get your tickets
and
immediately.
Then access to the merch as well, the clothes, everything. Pray for fashion. You want this. You need this. It's comfortable and cute.
And we have some new stuff coming out, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching.
Another episode of Making It with Marcus and Marianna. I'm Marcus.
And I'm Marianna.
And I'm Amber.
We'll see you guys next time.